Hey everybody, it's Erin.
And Nicole, this is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Welcome, you guys. How's
Welcome.
it going?
Oh my gosh, welcome.
Thanks for joining us today.
Mm-hmm.
Another episode, and boy, oh boy,
Oof.
it's everything
You don't want to hear.
you'd hope you don't want to know. Yeah. Well, sometimes that's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are going to give you information whether you like it or not.
That's right.
And you take from that what you will. Maybe learn something. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you care, maybe you don't care. That's up to you.
Maybe we're just like background noise. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe you're taking a nap. Maybe you're clipping your toenails and we're just like talking in the background.
Yeah, maybe you just are like commuting to work and you're just trying to stay sane.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to talk to anybody, but like you don't
Yeah.
mind listening to people talk. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Maybe.
Whatever it is.
Maybe you're listening to us in the supermarket on headphones being very antisocial because you don't want anyone to talk to you, and I fully support that.
Absolutely. I used to only ever shop with headphones in when I was living in DC.
Yeah.
Because
I don't want to talk to anyone.
I don't want to talk to anyone. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, always on my headphones. And that was before I had like earbuds, so it was like everybody knew. Like,
Yeah.
don't talk to her. She's still people would still just try to talk to me.
I know. Well, listen, men are trash. Okay, this is what I noticed. I'm like rewatching Gilmore Girls, which I highly recommend. 'Tis the season. It's fall. Oh, not a fan?
No.
Oh, well, I am really
I can't watch the writing just I don't like it. It's
That's
too
fine.
bantery.
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like Gilmore Girls isn't as bad as like Mrs. Maisel. Like it's not as noticeable. I don't know. Maybe because of the personality types of all the people, like the characters, and I don't know, but I love Stars Hollow, like the little town, which is just a fucking
it's like
Universal
it's a cozy
Studios.
show.
Yeah, it's cozy.
Yeah.
And I've been like baking so much because I'm watching it and it makes me in a fall mood, and I just am like having so much fun. But I brought it up to say, aren't earbuds like AirPods or whatever, aren't those just fucking Bluetooth headsets?
I mean, essentially.
I don't wear them. I just refuse. I mean, I sometimes do at home, but I like the string ones. I'm still a stringer. I'm still a tradish, love a cord. I want people to know I have headphones in. I don't want it to look like I'm talking to myself, because I think I have such deep core memories from people wearing Bluetooth headsets, and I hated them.
Is that something that was in Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, because it's like early 2000s, so people are wearing Bluetooth headsets. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
The nostalgia is very fun on that show. The Doritos bag is very fun. It's like it harkens back to a time where you didn't even remember that it was like that. You know what I mean? Do you remember those alien lollipops, and they were in the alien head, and it was like a big plastic display? It's just like a big alien head, and it said Alien Pops. And it was at like gas stations and stuff.
Probably if I saw it.
If you saw it, it triggers so many core memories, that show. It's very fun. But yeah, Bluetooth headsets. And I've just been like, I just was like, oh my God, AirPods. Like we all made fun of Bluetooth headsets, and that's what AirPods are. And we just couldn't see it.
But they're like a little more innocuous, I think.
Yeah,
like
that's
they're
fair.
A little bit more inconspicuous than like a big ass Bluetooth headset situation. They just like are in your ear, I can like wear my hair down, nobody notices that I have them in.
But it doesn't keep people from like too loud talking into them. Like the behavior still exists of like the behavior of wearing a Bluetooth earpiece is the same behavior that
But I feel like anybody who's is that though is
It's always that.
They're going to talk on the phone. They're going to hold the phone up to their head like that. They're going to hold the string headphones. They're going to talk loud on those. So it's just like that person.
Just that person, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh my God. You're right.
You're making a good argument though. I hear what you're saying.
I mean, it just kind of blew my mind. I was just like, oh, we still have this, but it's more socially acceptable now. We thought Bluetooth headsets were so dumb.
You couldn't listen to music on them.
True.
You know, it wasn't in both ears. It was only for talk. I mean, you could hear people talking, but it was like only in one ear.
Yeah. And
the connectivity was like very shaky. But it was like that was before anything connected into your car. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like you had it on speakerphone in your car. Like So.
Yeah. And it sounded like the person who was on the Bluetooth, if you were on the other line, like they were underwater or a robot or something. It wasn't very good.
You had to get like the right brand.
Yeah. Although,
I don't know.
My mom's Bluetooth, I don't know, it's screwy a lot of the time. And so she'll be talking to me and then she sounds like an angry robot.
That always happens to... Yes, I know. Yes.
And I'm like, I'm going to call you back. You sound like a scary robot.
I know. One time we were talking on the phone. We were talking on the phone with DJ's parents, and that started happening. And Jack was like, like, yeah, it's not great.
Grammy
it's scary.
Robot. Oh
it's
my
not
God.
good.
No,
we don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, anyway, enough about technology. Do we have any business? What's going on?
I don't think we have any business this week.
All right.
Do you?
No, I don't. Just hey guys, we have merch in our store. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
Check that out. Like winter is coming, fall is coming. Mm-hmm. We have sweatshirts, we have hats.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna get a sweatshirt.
I'm gonna get a sweatshirt. Yeah. Because it was we put them in the store like right before summer. It got a little too warm. But now when it's cooling down, it's definitely sweatshirt season.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to get I already have a baseball hat in black, which is very cool, but I think I want to get like a lighter color one maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, white or tan.
Yeah, I just want to like accessorize. We also have coffee mugs, tea, you know, it's going to be cozy season very soon, so just like start thinking about that, like
fucking
gifts
cider
for friends, loved ones that may or may not listen to the show, who enjoy the word butthole that is on one of our mugs. So you know, just putting it out there, just putting it out there.
I love it.
You can go to our website. It's DTFUpodcast.com. Anything fucked up for you this week?
No. I mean,
Great.
Nothing stands out.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's a chill week, man. I mean, you know.
It is what it is. Yeah. I think I just don't have... I've been a little sassy to Pete, I feel like, today. And I'm clocking that, and I'm trying not to. But then I can't help it. And I was a little ragey. We just, like, were out running errands, and I was like... There was just some like stupid men around, and I was like, men are so stupid. I'm sorry to Pete. And he's like, not all men. And I was like, all right, you want to not all men me, but I don't. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Sure. No. I think I'm just like irritable still.
It's still irritable out there.
It's still irritable out there. Yeah. What about you? Have you had anything fucked up this week?
Well, just I told you this earlier this week. I got my COVID booster and my flu shot.
Yeah. Same.
And it gave me diarrhea.
Oh yeah.
I think. I'm pretty sure it gave me diarrhea. Although it could have just aided and abetted my stomach issue.
Oh, were you having a stomach issue?
I was having a little constipation, and so then I think maybe it was like
flip the switch.
I think it was like my body was like, the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
There's something, and so it was like my insides got itchy.
Yeah, the little biomes in your gut were like, we cannot attend to this shit right now. We got to go help in other areas of the body. And so the diarrhea was just free to flow. It's, you know, it's the little, the little biomes that stand guard so that you don't have diarrhea. One of them passed out, locked their knees.
Yeah. Oh, like that poor guard at the Queen's funeral. My God. Oh. That guy fucking ate shit.
I hope his face is okay.
Rough. Dude, he fucked up his face.
And he did.
It's like oh yeah. Oh, I don't know. It looked like
it's like mashed potatoes.
It was the definition of a faceplant. This poor man locked his knees.
Yeah.
Or he was standing at attention for so long in a old ass cathedral. What are you gonna do? These poor guys. And
the Prince wrote a song about it. Concussion City, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I saw that shit. I only saw that shit today, and I was like, "Oh damn, this poor man." Yeah. And then I didn't realize that her coffin is lead lined, so it weighs 1/4 of a ton.
Why is it lead lined? So no one can like.
So grave robbers can't like steal her casket. Like, I don't know. Huh. It's like a whole thing. But I was watching them carry it into Westminster Hall, and I was just like, why, dude, that looks heavy as fuck. Like, these guys are struggling. And then the like news person said, it's lead lined and 1/4 of a ton.
Oh my God.
I had no idea. That shit's crazy. 500 pounds.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Coffins are heavy.
Coffins are heavy, but
not 500 pounds? Or are they?
No, that's above and beyond. Like, that's extraordinary.
Does a dead person weigh less or more?
I feel like she probably barely weighed anything. She was like a dried leaf.
Yeah. I'm just wondering for like pallbearers and stuff at funerals or whatever. Like,
I mean, coffins aren't light, so heavy. But
yeah.
But if it's like made of wood, it just depends on what.
And there's flowers on it and shit. Like it's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. Well, that guy ate shit.
Yeah, like the single, microbiome standing guard in my gut.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking tipped over. I didn't get diarrhea from my flu shot COVID booster, but yesterday I was like. Mm-hmm. Struggling. Me and Pete were both. Yeah. Pete was like working from bed for a few hours, and then I took a long ass nap, and then we both like went to bed and slept really hard. But now today I felt better.
Yeah, I was just tired and like achy.
Yeah.
The next day, but then I took some Aleve and I was good to go.
Oh yeah.
Now I feel invincible.
Yeah. And now I'm just licking strangers at the gas station. And I'm rubbing up on people at the bar.
I'm just like back to my like not paranoid, version of myself. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's great. I feel great. I feel ready to party. I feel ready to drink some artificially flavored coconut rum in my cocktail that I'm having right this minute. It's delightful.
Oh, what a little nod to what we're going to be talking about today.
Better rehydrate with LaCroix.
Oh, okay. I did not bring LaCroix's been making me very burpy, but that's not relevant to right now. So, but I actually have regular water from the refrigerator. Oh. But I did want to segue into the topic with something that I almost bought because it's wild, and I'm still on the fence about it. But it's $40, and I don't know if it's.
I'm gonna buy
this.
So
you tell me. Oh, you are.
I'm gonna buy it.
You know what this is?
No, I just read.
Oh my God.
I just read the notes and I was like, well, I'm going to buy this.
You got to watch the videos. It's wild. Okay, so one of my favorite TikTokers, Drew Afualo, she did a sponsored video recently for something called Air Up. And it's like, It's artificially flavored water, but there's no actual flavor, ? So it's just a water bottle, like a plastic, water bottle. You fill it with regular water, and then you place a flavor pod on the top. So like there's like a little straw area or like a little nub, those little sports nubs that you pop open. Yeah. Okay, so it's like this little ring, and you put it over the nub, and then you like pop it up to like activate it, and then you sip through the little sports bottle topper, and as you smell this flavor pod, it tricks your brain into thinking the water tastes like what the pod is. So if it's the apple pod or lemon pod, it tastes like your brain thinks you're drinking apple juice or lemon water.
Oh,
isn't that
so cool?
What? It's wild. And okay, like the pod isn't actually a flavor pod. The water's not passing through there. It's like there's nothing touching anything. You're drinking regular ass water.
It's the scent molecules.
It's the scent
tricking your brain.
Yes, it's like a food grade version of a Glade plug-in. Only you put this on top of your water bottle, and then it just like doesn't touch. And I almost bought one. They're $40. Maybe there's one. Maybe we could do like a 2-for-1. We should look.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, check it out.
I'll look. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not like sponsored by them or anything. P.S. But we're looking into this, and I don't see the bottle's fine. It's like whatever. It's a water bottle, but you have to buy it, because it's like for the proprietary ring. But I don't know how long the little pods last. That's my only thing. Anyway, so maybe we'll buy those. TBD on how they are, and like feel free to go watch their Instagram or whatever. Like it's cool. It's called Air Up. But it brought us back to a topic that we had in our suggestions, which I think Pete had suggested, which is like artificial flavoring, and where does it come from? Like, what is it? We know it's chemicals of some kind. We know it's essences. We know some of it is natural. Some of it's artificial. Like, we know that there's stuff that it's like, we know vaguely what it is, but it's like a secret ingredient situation, like where we don't always know everything, but we did some research.
This shit's crazy. Okay. I had no idea. I just figured, okay, it's like a standard thing, like lemon, coconut, whatever. But it is so much more involved than that. Like, it is so much more nuanced.
Yes.
Like, the way we figure out how to make these artificial flavorings that flavor our food, our drinks, whatever, is pretty incredible.
Because you think like a lemon, like say it's an artificially flavored lemon something, you'd think, it's like a lemon essence where they like got the oils from the lemons and blah, blah. No, but that doesn't taste like how you think lemon should taste.
Yeah.
So they can't just do that.
Yeah, it's because natural flavorings can be very inconsistent.
Yeah.
And also the economics of just procuring the sheer amount of raw material that would be needed to create the natural flavoring is not it's bad for the environment.
Yeah.
It's
not economical, like you said.
It's not economical.
Yeah.
It is like I was reading about how like coconut, natural coconut flavoring, like you have to have like a certain type of bark from a tree to like create the natural flavoring for like what we know and like expect from a coconut flavor.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive, and it would require cutting down, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of trees. So it's just like, we're not doing that. So
fucking dude, that's like, that reminds me of the first time I tried real coconut water, and I was like, gross. I thought it was going to taste like Malibu rum. I was like, this is not coconut. This tastes like nuts. It's like nuttier, but the real coconut's very good. Once you get past the fact that it's not Malibu rum.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So according to the FDA's Code of Federal Regulations, Title 21, a natural flavor or natural flavoring refers to, quote, the essential oil resin, essence, or extract
Extractive?
Jesus.
Oh my God. What is all this?
Extractive
it's
protein.
Like reading a label.
It is. Protein hydrolysate, distillate, or any product of roasting, heating, or enzymolysis, which contains the flavoring constituents derived from a spice, fruit, or fruit juice, vegetable or vegetable juice, edible yeast, herb, bark, bud, root, leaf, or similar plant material, meat, seafood, poultry, eggs, dairy products, or fermentation products thereof, whose significant function in food is flavoring rather than nutritional. Artificial flavors are defined as like any flavors that are not
that
are not defined as natural, aka they're made in a lab by flavorists, even if they have the same exact chemical composition as flavors isolated directly from nature, which everything on this planet is a chemical.
Yeah.
That is just what a compound is, that is made up of molecules. It is a chemical. All that a flavoring is, whether it's natural or synthetic, is a chemical. So
yeah.
You know, like sugar is
a
chemical.
Yeah.
Water is a chemical. Like,
right.
So people hear the word chemical and get like freaked out, but
yeah,
literally everything is. That's just the terminology for it. So,
but there are chemicals that are food and there are chemicals that aren't food. So that's like
right.
the distinction, like or like a natural edible type product versus something that maybe comes from other things that are still found on the planet but like aren't something we would think of as food.
Well, the flavor compound is a chemical. The molecules that create what our brains process as flavor is all chemicals. It's all molecular. It has nothing to do with whether it's comes from nature or comes from a lab. Like, it is just how our brains process, quote unquote, flavor in our mouths. People get freaked out when the like idea of a synthetic flavor comes into play.
Yeah.
Now, the distinction between the origins of flavors has no bearing on how safe, healthy, or delightful they are. This is, like I said, because this is how our brains perceive and process flavor molecules. They do it our brain processes it in the same way regardless of how it's created. A flavor is just the result of soaking up certain chemicals. It doesn't matter if it comes from a fruit that you pick off a tree or if it's something that's synthesized in a lab by a flavorist. We're purely talking about flavor also in our mouths.
Also, well, we should also say that it's not just our mouths. Like our nose does a lot of our tasting as well, which is very weird. But that's like a big part of synthetic flavoring.
It's our brain. Our whole brain.
Yeah,
our whole brain is.
Our whole brain.
It also has to do with like the mouth feel, the way that like it dissolves in your mouth. Like that's because it's like releasing you know, the chemicals at a different point in time sometimes. Like, I don't know, think about the difference between a piece of steak versus a marshmallow. Like, the flavor changes in different ways as you're chewing something. So think about it like that too.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. So flavorists have big jobs. Like they're not just like, does this taste like this thing? It's like, does it act like? Does it, you know, like in the mouth? Is it like smell like? Does it feel like? Like there's so much going on.
It's a very complex job. I had no idea this was a thing. So the person who is in the lab creating an artificial flavor is called a flavorist. And honestly, this is like one of the most interesting things about this topic. This is, to me, these people are like fucking Willy Wonka. Like, you know, they're doing things.
They're
and
like
it's
mad
crazy.
Scientists. They're like inventing things out of thin air. That's like that, and they're getting better and better and better at it all the fucking time. God. Like think about think
about a Jelly Belly jelly bean, okay?
Oh, not the gross ones though. Don't not think about the ones that the buttered popcorn one or the toasted marshmallow one. Those no one should make those. You want to know what a fart tastes like? It's those.
Think about like the Dr. Pepper one, or
root beer, the A&W root beer one. Oh my god.
Yeah. Or you know,
coconut.
The coconut one. What are they have a pina colada one? Like the juicy pear. Think about those.
Yeah.
And how you're like, holy fucking shit, how do they do this?
Mm-hmm.
It is the person behind this magic.
Yeah.
Think about a Birdie Bots every flavor bean. Even if it's gross tasting.
Yeah.
There is
someone
a
had to make it taste like a grass.
A booger.
A booger. Yeah.
Like there is a person who figured out the molecular structure for this flavor of whatever it is you're eating. And it's so interesting. So artificial flavors are prepared by an elite group of highly trained professionals known as flavorists or flavor chemists. These people have to go through a rigorous 7-year apprenticeship, which is also in addition to like whatever university education
just getting a degree.
do.
Yeah.
Just getting a degree before they can become certified by the Society of Flavor Chemists.
Ooh, it's like being part of the Magic Castle or something.
It's like
you're in the fraternity of flavor.
Dude.
Welcome to Flavor Town, bitch.
Like I honestly, after reading about this, I'm like, I don't think any other organization on earth deserves to have a society except for these people.
Oh my god. Is everybody just like, first of all, is everyone like just smelling so delicious that's there? Because like they must have like heightened senses too, you know?
Yes. No,
Pete always says I'm a super taster because I taste and smell lots of things that he doesn't, and I'm like, ooh, am I? Maybe I could be in the society.
Well, we would have to get a degree in chemistry, biology, or food science.
Or do we just get famous enough that then they give us an honorary
degree?
Yes, an honorary entry into the society.
Well, because this is one of those jobs where not just like practical expertise comes into play, but also like experience and just creativity and the like actual sensory.
You have
you have to possess
rely on yourself.
This like individual, like it's not a talent, it's just literally like how you smell, taste, experience something that will also translate to the bigger population of people who are going to be tasting this thing. It's wild. So
dude, it's like a sommelier too.
Oh yeah, but even more exclusive because there's estimated that there's about 500 certified flavorists worldwide.
Oh my god.
So
high society.
Yeah, it's just very exclusive. Flavorists prepare mixtures of flavors to meet consumer flavor preferences, all while following a stringent set of safety and efficiency guidelines. So not only do they have to like be good at what they do, they also have to be working within the framework of their countries, like how we have the FDA. They have to make sure that they're utilizing and working within the framework of all of these food laws and whatever they got going on. It's a lot.
This shit moves fast, okay? Like think about trends in food and flavors and like seasonality. Like you have to be continually moving and innovating with these things. Yeah. So like you have to be able to figure it out quickly and come up with something that's passable as that flavor and then move to the next thing. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah. If not something that nobody's even had before, because I'll tell you in a minute, there's a hero that we shall talk about.
Oh my God.
But so flavorists are considered ingredient manufacturers also. They work for companies that have to comply with all the same FDA and USDA rules developed for food production, like I was saying. And so they have this parameter that they have to work within. And then their educational requirements have to also be there. Like I was saying, they often, you can have a degree in either chemistry, biology, food science, a PhD in biochemistry, chemistry. These are all, you have to already have that level of education to even be considered to be eligible for an apprenticeship, basically. So the training of a flavorist is mostly done on the job and specifically at a flavor company known as a flavor house. And it's similar to an apprenticeship system. So it's like institutional knowledge. It's on the job training. It is like ancient wisdom being passed down, kind of. It's like a guild kind. It's very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Located in Versailles, France, the ISIPCA French School offers 2 years of high standard education in food flavoring, including 12 months traineeship in a flavor company. The education program provides students with solid background in flavoring, formulation, flavor application, and flavor chemistry, analysis, and sensory.
Wait, can we just do that?
No, I think we have to. I think we really do have to go and back to school and get like a
food science
or
oh my god, I should tell my cousin Allison because she has food science degree. She could just she should go to fucking France for 12 months.
Ugh. It's probably super expensive, but who's to say?
Yeah.
Does she like does she have a good palate at least?
Probably, I would think.
And I feel like there's ways that you could like train your palate too.
Yeah.
But
the 2 kids might be an issue, but
that's
for her to figure out.
Like I was saying, at first I kind of laughed at the word elite being applied to this profession, but I honestly think it is the definition of elite.
No, it is. Yeah.
Okay, now let me tell you about this American hero who was a flavorist. Her name was Pamela Lowe. She worked for Arthur D. Little, which is a flavor house, if you will, and she graduated in It's like a
Arthur D.
house.
Little Flavor House.
Yeah,
or it's just like a come on down to Arthur D. Little Flavor House. We got everything you love and all the things you like. Like it's some roadhouse located off the I-90. It's Arthur D. Little's Flavor House.
It's got donkey sauce and it's welcome to Flavortown. God. Well, she graduated in 1951 from the University of New Hampshire with a microbiology degree. And then she went on to develop at Arthur D. Little, the flavor house. She developed the original flavor for Captain Crunch in 1963.
Oh, not her. She did not develop the texture, so it's not her fault that shit cuts your mouth up, but it is her fault that it tastes so fucking good you're willing to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So she made this flavor up by recalling a recipe of brown sugar and butter her grandmother served over rice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a comforting kind of flavor.
Yeah.
And so she got to this flavor in the lab by like recalling this childhood memory, and she described it as giving the cereal a quality she called, quote, want morishness, which I love. That's great. After her death in 2007, the Boston Globe called her the, quote, mother of Captain Crunch. Mm-hmm. And she also worked on the flavors for Heath, Mounds, and Almond Joy candy bars.
Oh my God. We must have similar palettes because those are some of my most favorite things.
Yeah. Almond Joy is, I think, one of my favorite candies.
I love a Mounds too, and a Heath bar.
I haven't had a Heath bar in a minute.
I feel like I had it recently on yogurt. When we were in Alaska, I had it on like frozen yogurt, like little, you get toppings, and I had Heath bar on there for sure. We used to, when my mom would make rice for dinner growing up and we had leftovers, my dad and maybe my mom did this too, but we would always like get a little bowl and melt butter and put cinnamon sugar on it.
Oh yeah.
We would just eat that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because you want more of something.
I mean, I feel like that flavor profile, like a rice pudding or like a horchata, is like the most comforting thing in the world to me.
It's so
and it's
cozy.
It's cozy. Yeah,
it's very Gilmore Girls. It's very Stars Hollow.
So bless this woman for figuring that out. What a hero.
Oh my
Pamela
gosh.
Lowe.
Well, okay, so artificial flavors are 100% like legal, FDA approved, and are honestly in most foods. You said this earlier, that even orange juice, like, or you said earlier that like it's not economical for like all things that are a flavor, like let's say orange. You can't just derive it from an orange. Like there's just so much that goes into it. But even stuff like orange juice, if it doesn't say that it's 100% fruit juice on the carton, like if it has anything added, like plus natural flavors or whatever, it could have some artificial flavoring in it to make it more orangey. And part of that is because, like you also said, like flavors aren't consistent, especially with fruits and vegetables. Like it depends on the like type of an orange it is, like navel versus Valencia or whatever. It depends on how good the crop was. It depends on, like the harvest of it. And also like the whole food chain, right? Like oranges, especially, come largely from Florida, and we all know what a mess it is down there. So you can't just like hope that all the oranges are going to be there for you to get the juice for whatever it is you need to make your little orange candies or whatever. Like, so, that's part of it. And obviously, like you also said, this is just cheaper. These could be manufactured without issue again and again using both edible and also inedible ingredients. Which is like we talked about how chemicals, like everything's a chemical, but we still think of things as like edible and inedible. And there's some weird stuff that's going into artificial flavor that like maybe you'll think, I don't like that.
Yeah, because instead of like an orange rind, it's coming from. It can't just come out of thin air, right? Even though it's molecularly like exactly the same makeup as
orange,
the flavor of orange,
essential orange or whatever.
Yeah, it's comes from something.
Yeah. And it feels like a good time to say that the FDA does not require food companies to disclose the ingredients creating a quote unquote natural or artificial flavor, so long as they fall into what they call the GRAS category, which is chemicals that are, this is like a what is an acronym? Generally recognized as safe. That's GRAS. Generally recognized as safe. So this could literally be any substance on planet Earth, because also at the levels that these ingredients are used to make these artificial flavorings and then are distilled down so minutely into like what you're actually consuming, like this stuff is not bad for you. Like at the levels,
it, because it's like I don't. It's hard to like explain this in a way that it's like. But am I consuming something, like, am I drinking, antifreeze? And it's like, there is a chemical that is found in antifreeze that you might be, but the way that it's synthesized is like, you're only getting the molecular makeup of this thing, not the like, you're not drinking antifreeze. I don't know. Right. It's like, it's like if you dyed your shirt, like this was an example I found. If you dyed your shirt with like indigo or a crushed up beetle or something, versus like a synthetic dye, you're still able to wear that shirt and not like die from it or whatever. It's still going to turn blue and it's still going to make your shirt like a color, and you could still wear it on your body.
Yeah, because that chemical, like that's like saying hydrogen is found in water and in the atom bomb. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the way that these chemicals are combining, like you're saying, is not as antifreeze. It's as this, flavor. Mm-hmm. And so, but like still, so there are some issues though. Like sometimes they do find that like maybe they don't want to use this or it turns people off or whatever. Like, some artificial flavors or some natural flavors even are derived from like animal byproducts. And vegans probably don't want to consume those. So there is like still a lot of stuff that isn't very transparent. And that's kind of a big fucked up thing about this for me. But I also understand as someone who would, I guess, is understanding that like you don't want the secret sauce out there. It's like how we don't know KFC's secret spices or whatever. Like we don't know the recipe of Coke, like we don't of Coca-Cola. There's just like things that we don't get to know because if everyone knew that, then people could easily replicate it and who knows what, So yeah, I get that things are not transparent, but sometimes it's weird. Okay, so for in terms of flavors, like worldwide, the most popular flavor that is manufactured is vanilla. And it's not only because it is a big component of like sweets and used for baking and all these things like it is, but it is also there to enhance the sweetness of other flavors. So like you wouldn't necessarily think that vanilla is in coffee flavored things or nut flavored things or chocolate flavored things, but it is because it helps to balance.
Interesting.
It like helps to pull out that flavor
other
more.
Flavors. Yeah.
It like so, and it's just like the fucking chemistry of it, which is so cool. And because vanilla extract is derived from plants and the process is very expensive, and if anyone's ever bought like pure vanilla, like pure natural vanilla extract,
bean pod
or a vanilla bean, it's like $20 for like 2 pods at the supermarket. It's fucking crazy expensive. And that's because it is derived from plants and the process is very lengthy, and vanilla needs to be concentrated because once you extract it, it starts to lose its potency very quickly. And like when you add vanilla to like baked goods, you like if it's not treated correctly, like especially if it's like artificial, they really amp that up so that you don't lose any of the flavor in the process. So there's just like a lot that goes into it, and it's been the most mass-produced artificial flavor since the 1930s. And one way experts have mimicked vanilla flavor is through castoreum extract. This is where Pete was like, you guys got to do an episode on this because it's fucking weird. Okay. Castoreum is a secretion from the anal glands and castor sacs of beavers, which it uses to mark their territorial claims. This is, you know how a cat sprays? A beaver secretes. And this, apparently, a fucking beaver sac tastes note for note exactly like vanilla.
This is where, if you believe in God making everything on earth, he's like, oh, like this is the day he got tired. This is like on the 7th day he's resting. He's like, oh, fuck, the beaver sac. I guess just do the same thing I did with that vanilla bean pod.
Or it's the day he felt a little naughty and he was like, you know what? That vanilla's pretty good. Let's put it in this beaver sack.
Let's see if the future human beings that will evolve will figure this one out.
Oh, it's
like an Easter egg for us to figure out.
It's an Easter sack.
An Easter sack, yeah.
It's a beaver sack. We should note that worldwide consumption, though, is relatively low, like only 300 pounds annually. And actually, these castoreum secretions are not used for food generally. They are used more so in cosmetics, that is in hair products and makeup.
You're just spraying beaver sac secretion all over your face.
Dude, if your makeup... I watched a fucking TikTok of my favorite, Michaela Noguera or whatever today. She was putting something on and she was like, oh, I don't really like the smell of this powder. It's very vanilla-y or whatever. And I was like, ooh,
That's beaver sack, babe.
That's some sack powder. So, yeah.
Well, now you know.
So now you know. But the majority...
more you know. It's beaver sack. Sorry.
It's beaver sack. These
Is that vanilla? No, it's beaver sack, baby. Vanilla. It's beaver sack, baby.
Vanilla. This is beaver sack, baby. Oh my God. Come on down to Arthur D. Little's Flavor House, where we have beaver sack vanilla. You'll enjoy your coffee with beaver sack vanilla. We got your anal secretions right here in your coffee, and this vanilla.
You know what? We don't need no vanilla bean. We got beaver bean.
Hang on. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, French vanilla? We don't carry that. But we do have anal gland castor sack vanilla from the American beaver. Oh my God.
Damn! Is that vanilla? Get it? It's beaver's bedrooms.
Get it?
Get it?
Get it?
Hot damn. That beaver sack is tasty.
The sack is back, baby. It's vanilla latte season down at Arthur D. Little's Flavor House.
Oh shit!
I'm drooling.
Come get your beaver lattes. Beaver sack latte. If only there was truth in advertising.
Oh my God! Oh, it's so wild. Okay, well we don't. Luckily, we're not. Probably we don't know, but we're most likely not consuming the beaver sack glands. Vanilla, but the majority of artificial vanilla we consume is found in the nature identical vanillin and vanillin derivatives synthesized on multi-ton scale from guaiacol or lignin extracts, which are like isolated from wood pulp. So it's still coming from like a natural
source. It's coming from wood pulp. Yeah.
Like we don't eat wood or wood pulp, but it doesn't matter because they're able to extract from this pulp the same exact like chemical makeup of molecular compound of vanilla. So that's probably what you're consuming.
So cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Another flavor that is highly produced in artificial capacity is butter, thanks to obviously dieting, cooking sprays, and microwave popcorn.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter. That's canola oil.
Oh, well, but the butter flavor.
The butter flavor's there. Yeah. But this is my fucking little soapbox moment. Just eat a little bit of real butter. A little goes a long way, and it tastes so much better. And then you don't have to have a bunch of that crap.
Unless you're allergic to
dairy.
Dairy, yeah. My mom can't have butter. She's like
she can have clarified butter.
No, she's allergic to all dairy.
There's no dairy in clarified butter, is there? I thought the dairy comes off.
The fat comes off, but it's still. I think I don't know.
Oh,
maybe.
I think she can. Maybe she does.
She might be able to.
She might
be able to eat ghee.
Yeah. But you're not like spreading that on your toast,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you can have it, I say don't get fake butter because you're dieting. Just get a little bit of real butter. It tastes better, and you'll be so much happier. Okay. So this is like very sciencey, but so diacetyl and acetone are the primary compounds responsible for the flavor of butter, and these compounds are byproducts of sugar fermentation. Like that's how they derive these artificially. So they just like ferment sugar, and then they can come up with these compounds, and that's what they use as natural butter flavor, quote unquote. Sorry. These are things that they can. Sorry, these are ways that they can create it as natural butter flavor in a natural way, because it's culturing bacterial or yeast on an industrial scale. So like they'll take
amazing.
Yeah. But that's very expensive and time consuming because you're needing to ferment the sugar in order to get the diacetyl and acetone. And so the very same compounds they can prepare as artificial butter flavor, and they produce those by chemical synthesis. So they're able to just like chemically create that. However, according to Harvard, like some fucking study they did in a paper I read, or like an article, we'll say it's a white paper because that sounds fancier. You may have heard reports about and this is in quotes, popcorn workers' lung, in which a handful of cases of lung disease have been linked to inhalation of very high levels of diacetyl in some microwave popcorn production facilities. So this is where like things get dicey, I think, when it comes to artificial flavoring, because these compounds aren't found in these large of like masses,
on a scale, like if you're
scale.
Just if you're just having a little bit of popcorn at the movie theater or whatever, or making a microwave bag of popcorn, you're not inhaling it as it's popping, but the people who are creating this, they're breathing in these artificial compounds on a scale that's like extremely high. And be above and beyond what an average person who like consumer would be. So I don't know.
So stuff like this, because it is chemical like it's so it's just like compounded into a small area, a large quantity. It's in production. It's being managed at these levels that no one's ever around naturally.
Like in the real world.
In the real world, the problems can happen from that. So that is like an instance where something's gone sideways. Okay, I do want to talk about monosodium glutamate, which is MSG. If anyone is unfamiliar, it's basically an artificial salt. It is sold as a preservative and a seasoning. It was created as a seasoning, and nothing in this is fucked up. I just want to get that out there. But I did come across MSG like doing research, and I wanted to bring it up because the history of MSG is super fucked up.
Yes, dude.
It's so fucked up.
There's a lot of articles about it that have come out in the past, like, decade or so about the racism involved with like people having backlash against MSG.
Yes. Okay. So, in 1909, Japanese chemist Kikune Ikeda developed MSG, and it was a way to add umami as a flavor. That's the fifth flavor, right? Umami, because they're salty, sweet, sour, and spicy. Is that salty?
Savory? Well, I guess that's umami.
That's umami. Yeah. Okay, so it's like the fifth flavor, and they were having dashi broth, and they were like, oh, this is like, so the depth of this, it's a very unique, it doesn't taste like anything, like I wonder if we could recreate this. So a year later in 1909 they created it, and it became a staple like over the years as a flavoring in American Chinese restaurants. Like they were using it in the kitchen to make everything taste extra delicious, extra umami, and just like make you like crave it, you wanted it. It tastes so good. And because it tasted so good, people could not stay away. They ate way too much. And then they started blaming it on MSG, being like, oh, why do I feel bad after eating Chinese food? It's because there's MSG in it. And they started thinking that was the culprit and associating MSG with Chinese food. When really it's just like you couldn't control yourself because it tasted so good. You dumb. Like, why do I leave any restaurant feeling like shit? Because it tastes good and I wouldn't stop eating it. So, yeah.
It's like blaming butter for, I don't know.
For
like
anything.
It's blaming like French people for making croissants, for putting butter in croissants.
Oh my God. Croissants are like 80% butter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they taste good.
Yeah.
Okay. So like
nobody does that, by the way.
What?
Blames French people for putting butter in croissants.
Or just like for pastries in general.
Yeah.
Or like food, like delicious, like rich foods.
We know you only eat that in moderation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Because it's a treat.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, there was a very racist backlash because people became suspicious of it. Like, what is this fucking MSG that Chinese people are putting in food here and blah, blah, blah. And even like I remember jokes being made about MSG and Chinese food in the 90s. Like, I remember like that was kind of a punchline for a very long time. And I thought it was bad because I didn't understand that it was just like basically like a salt stand-in. Like, it's just a seasoning. And so people became very suspicious of it as a food additive. But only as it relates to Chinese food, because MSG continued to be used in like every fucking savory processed food and is the key ingredient in a lot of foods that we know and love. For example, Doritos, which is why they taste so good and that flavor cannot be replicated. Nothing tastes like a Dorito. Like it, and that is because it has MSG. Like that's the depth of flavor it's giving it. So it's pretty fucked up. And then I just wanted to read from Wikipedia. So a food historian named Ian Mosby wrote that fear of MSG in Chinese food is part of the U.S.'s long history of viewing the, quote, exotic cuisine of Asia as dangerous and dirty. So it was very easy for Americans to be like, for white people to be like, oh, like I knew this was already bad and dirty. Like, of course it is. MSG, it's bad for you and they use it, you know? Like it was so easy to just like quickly switch. Okay, and then I wanted to just like give a little shout out to Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P. Because in 2016, and you know, he was always like a person of like
the world. He was a citizen of the world.
He was a citizen of the world, and he loved every culture's food in so many ways. Like maybe not all of it, but he was always willing to try stuff and like appreciated it. And you know, so anyway, he had a lot to say about that. But in his show Parts Unknown, he stated that, or maybe his book, that I think MSG is good stuff. You know what causes Chinese restaurant syndrome? Racism. He just fucking called it out for what it was. And it was just racism. It was people finding an excuse to other Chinese people at the time who were also business owners in their towns. And it's really fucked up. And then just so everyone knows, science has never found any proof that MSG causes you to feel bad aside from eating too goddamn much of it. You know what I mean? And
Misinformation.
And yeah, like MSG, it doesn't do what people have claimed that it does. So just know that. And then there has been a lot of curiosity in artificial flavors in recent years because of the rise of quote unquote healthy brands claiming to have natural flavoring but then not disclosing the exact ingredients. So, or natural, artificial, whatever, like just flavoring. In 2018, there was a class action lawsuit brought against National Beverage LaCroix's parent company called National Beverage. Yeah. And the lawsuit alleged that the brand claims to be all natural, yet contains a number of artificial ingredients, including linalool, which is used as a chemical in cockroach insecticide.
It's used in cockroach insecticide.
Yeah, it's used as a chemical. Yeah. Like it's an ingredient in cockroach insecticide. It's not the ingredient. And this is where people, I think, can get really quickly like whipped into a frenzy, and everybody fucking jumps on Twitter and starts to be like, cancel LaCroix or whatever, you know? And it's like, well, no, this is like, if you look into it, linalool is found in 63 different spices and is a common flavoring in beverages and foods. And that's according to a report from the National Institutes of Health's National Toxicology Program. So like, this isn't a secret. The FDA knows about it. It's in a ton of shit. Like, it is not the horrible insecticide ingredient. Like, it's not the singular insecticide ingredient that everyone like assumes it to be. And we hear those things all the time, you know. It's like, oh, did you know like this McDonald's chicken nuggets have the same ingredient in the sole of a kid's shoe or whatever, and you're like, what? Like,
yeah,
and then you get all freaked out, you know, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't eat that. But it's like we've been saying this whole episode, it doesn't mean
it's flavor. It's not the full fucking.
It's one ingredient. It's like one piece of the puzzle. It's not.
Yeah.
They didn't take the whole fucking puzzle of insecticide and dump it into this. Like, it's not. That's not how. That's not how chemicals work.
It's not Subway's fucking tuna salad where.
You better use quotes. That is not tuna.
Because they can't find any DNA trace of any kind of fish in that fucking quote unquote tuna salad. So, dude, what is it? We don't know. But that's like a fucking full substance. We're just talking about like, where does the beach plum flavoring that is naturally essence come from? Yeah. Is it coming from a derivative of a cockroach insecticide? Or whose anal gland is it coming from? You know, like what? I don't know. They're not giving up that secret sauce. So
Arthur D. Little's anal glands.
Arthur D. Little's anal gland
tastes like a beach plum.
Beach plum LaCroix. What are you gonna
do? Well, yeah. I mean, I think, you know,
I'm still drinking it.
Yeah,
as we speak.
We just bought a bunch more. Although, again, it's making me very burpy as of late. So, and to be fair, like, I would say, like, we don't know the long-term effects of artificial flavoring, and there are studies about it, like, spiking your blood sugar, whatever. Like, there's just, like, things where maybe it's not healthy for you, and then the next week it's fine for you. And, like, there's just a lot we still don't know about maybe the effects of it on you over time, I guess. I don't know. Like, everybody could be their own bus driver scientist in this, but I will say that the lawsuit was eventually dropped. And this was a class action lawsuit, so there was a bunch of people involved, and I guess they all read enough and their lawyers read enough to be like, I don't think we're gonna win anything from this, because like the FDA approves all these things, so like, you know, they don't really have to tell us what exact components they use to get the fucking beach plum flavor, but like I think it's fine. So it was dropped. And National Beverage, LaCroix's parent company, was fucking stand up, and they paid the fees for the legal team of the other side. They were like, you know what?
You guys tried.
You tried. And we said we were naturally essenced and we didn't lie. And you guys came for us and you lost. Okay.
Well, I think that's all I got. I'm going to keep drinking LaCroix. I'm going to keep eating MSG.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
Doritos.
going to keep eating, fake vanilla. I'm going to keep drinking my coconut flavored booze.
Yeah.
You know? It's Ciroctober almost, so get that flavor vodka, baby.
Ciroctober. Oh, my God.
All right, dudes. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still here. Follow us on social medias at DTFU Podcast. Everywhere.
Yeah, visit our website, dtfupodcast.com. You could send us a note. Or
a listener story.
A listener story. We love doing listener story episodes. So
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holler at us. And listen here. Be excellent to yourselves
and each other.
Bye-bye.
Bye.